Okay, welcome everyone. And today's lesson is to build your DB server and interact with your DB using an app. Okay, let's move in. And we want to talk about the Amazon Regional Database Service, Amazon RDS. What is Amazon RDS? It's easy to set up, operate, and scale a regional database in the cloud. And it also cost efficient and resizable capacity while managing time-consuming database administration tasks. Also provide you with 6 familiar database engines to choose from: Amazon Aurora, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres SQL Server, MySQL, MariaDB. And today's objectives is launch an Amazon RDS DB instance with high availability. Configure the DB instance to permit connection from your web server. Open a web application and interact with your database. Okay, the scenario you can see in here. We will have before, after, and you can see here the AWS cloud. We will create our VPC and cross 2 availability zone. And in the VPC, we have public subnet 1 and private subnet 1 in availability zone A, and public subnet 2 and private subnet 2 in availability B, and through the internet gateway to connect with the internet. Also, the NAT gateway is located at the public subnet 1. And after this RDS service launched, you can see here, we can find out that we will have RDSDB here. As for the high availability, so we will have the RDSDB master in availability zone 1 and RDSDB secondary in availability zone B. And also, this DB can be used by web server. So you can see here, we will set up the security group here. It's for your reference. Let's move on to the task 1. The task 1 is create a security group for the RDSDB instance. The contents will be create a security group to allow your web server to access your RDSDB instance. And the security group will be used when you launch as the database instance. Okay, in the AWS Management Console, when we are service here, and click VPC. Okay. Add VPC here and create security group. Create security group and configure it. Database security DB space security group and description. Permit access from web security group, and the VPC is for our left VPC. Lab VPC, okay, for the inbound rule and edit rule. The type information, our is for MySQL Aurora. and source here for the CIDR IP security group or prefix list, and that's type SG. You will find the web security. And this configure the database security group to permit inbound traffic on the port 3306 here from any EC2 instance that is associated with the web security group. Okay, let's create the security group. Was created successfully. Step 2, create a DB subnet group. In here, we will create a DB subnet group that is used to tell RDS which subnets can be used for the database. And also, each subnet group requires subnet in at least 2 availability zones. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's to on the services key in the RDS. Use RDS here. RDS, and then we want to create a DB subnet group. So let's go to the subnet group and create a DB subnet group. So key in the name, the DB subnet group. And description, DB subnet group. DB subnet group. And also VPC to use our lab VPC. Lab VPC. Okay. Expand the availability zone. We have availability zone for East 1A and B. Okay, to select subnet. So we can use to choose the 101024 for subnet East 1A. For 3 for US East 1B. Okay, then click create. And you will use the DB subnet group when creating the database in the next task. Okay, let's move to the task 3. Task 3 is to create an Amazon RDS DB instance. The first thing is configure and launch a multi-AZ Amazon RDS for MySQL database instance. Also, we can explain that RDS multi-AZ deployment, he also provide enhanced availability and durability for database instance, making them a natural fit for production database workload. And when provision a multi-AZ DB instance, RDS automatically creates a primary DB instance and synchronously replicate the data to a standby instance in a different availability zone, AZ. Okay, let's do it. This will take some time for that. Okay, let's move to create a database. Database here and create database. Here we want to create a MySQL database. Let's move to the setting. Database identifier. Okay. Just use the name here. Master username. And also the password. Okay, let's choose the instance size. DBT3 micro. And the other one storage. General purpose SSD. Storage allocation storage 20. Then move to connective. Then connective virtual private cloud VPC. Which VPC you want to choose? VPC here, and to use our lab VPC. And existing VPC security group. We don't want default. Additional configuration. Initial database name. LAV is our lab. And unchecked. Automatic backup, no. And monitoring, no need. Uncheck it. Okay, after checking, okay, lab. Backup, no. And monitoring, no. So let's create database. Okay, now you can find the LabDB had already available. Okay, let's do some copy in here. To copy the endpoint and the port. Here is the thing we want. Copy and put in here. Okay, let's move to next section. The final is for the task 4. Interact with your database. We can open a web application running on your web server and configure it to use the database. And also we can test the web application by adding, editing, removing content in address book. And also that address book application is using the RDS database to store information. Okay, let's test it. Okay, let's start to use it. Run here to show to get the web server's IP address here. And we can copy it. To get a new window here. And to connect to the database. Okay. Click RDS. We had already this one. As I had already connected with this database before, so we had already do it. So let's do something, remove it. So already remove it, or added context. So that's them. That's used for something. 7. G phone 007 007 and email 234 Hotmail gmail.com. Submit. So you can see here has already 234gmail.com already. So this means that this web page has direct connected with the database, and we can edit, move to do the necessary thing for the database. Thanks you for sharing. This is a test. And finally, we have learned at least is to launch an Amazon RDS DB instance with high availability, and also configure the DB instance to permit connection from your web server, open a web application, and interact with your database. Thanks for you joining today's lesson. Bye-bye.